Today All Day. We've got a great show for you on this Tuesday morning, including an all-day exclusive chat you can only see here, plus Al's latest attempt at a world record. We have all the details on this year's Rokerthon. But first, let's kick it off with pop star. Chrissy Teigen is back online apologizing after recent accusations of past cyberbullying. Carson has the latest on her recent post. Take a look.
Mr. Daly, time for some pop start.
All right, we're going to do pop start right now. We're going to start with Chrissy Teigen. This week, she is back online to address recent accusations of past cyberbullying. With more on that, NBC News Now anchor Joe Fryer joins us with that story. Joe, good morning.
Hey there, good morning. Yeah, so for Chrissy Teigen, this is a return to social media, resurfacing after what she calls a very humbling few weeks spent thinking about her past online behavior. This morning, Chrissy Teigen is publicly apologizing, breaking her social media silence to address past tweets and cyberbullying. On Monday, writing in a lengthy blog post, "I know I've been quiet, and Lord knows you don't want to hear about me, but I want you to know I've been sitting in a hole of deserved global punishment, the ultimate sit here and think about what you've done." Last month, Teigen's decade-old tweets resurfaced showing a string of harassment directed at model and TV personality Courtney Stodden. Teigen told the then-teenager in one now-deleted tweet captured by BuzzFeed she wanted Stodden to take a dirt nap. Stodden, who identifies as non-binary, made headlines in 2011 when they married then 50-year-old actor Doug Hutchison at age 16. The two have since divorced. Teigen first addressed the controversy in May, saying she has tried to connect with Stodden and tweeting, "I'm mortified and sad at who I used to be. I was an insecure, attention-seeking troll. I'm so sorry, Courtney." Late Monday, fashion designer Michael Costello posted screenshots of Instagram DMs from Teigen, sharing that he's still traumatized, depressed, and has thoughts of suicide after online interactions with the star back in 2014, and alleges Teigen tried to ruin his career. In her blog post, Teigen says she's privately reaching out to people she has hurt. "Not a day, not a single moment has passed where I haven't felt the crushing weight of regret for the things I've said in the past. I have to stop and wonder, how could I have done that?" Asking not for forgiveness, but for patience, writing, "We are all more than our worst moments." Teigen goes on to say that she'll be taking more time off to be with family and hopes that she will be allowed to own up to these past mistakes in the future.
Joe, thank you very much for that. Next up, Simone Biles, the gymnastics GOAT, has stuck a landing on the latest digital cover of Glamour magazine. The seven-time national gymnastics all-around champ is decked out in red, white, and blue, a celebration of Simone representing Team USA this summer in Tokyo. And she opened up in the magazine on what it's been like preparing for the postponed Olympics, her upcoming all-female gymnastics tour, and taking care of her mental health. She also sat down to debunk some common misconceptions about gymnastics. In this one, she says she hears all the time. It may surprise you.
So gymnastics is not a sport. I hear this a lot, but I feel like every 4 years, everybody tunes in to watch gymnastics, so it's gotta be a sport at least. Right now, I train 32 to 34 hours a week just to compete for about 3 or 4 minutes. It's all sports combined in one. You can't just be fast. You have to have like agility. You have to be able to jump. You have to be able to flip, memorize routines. It's kind of all in one.
Imagine telling Simone Biles
I can't even
gymnastics is not a sport.
No. What?
That's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
You can check out Simone's full glamour cover story available online now. For more info on where to find it, you can go to today.com.
She looks amazing, too.
Yeah.
I know, she glams up.
Today on the third hour, Rokerthon is back. Al is going for his 10th Guinness World Record. Take a look.
All right, it is time now for Overheard on Third. We just teased it because this is huge. Rokerthon is coming back. And he just made the announcement this morning. It's time to set another Guinness World Record. Can we just recap some of the things Al has done already?
Sure.
A 34-hour marathon weather forecast.
I thought he was going to die during that one.
We all did.
Dylan was hoping.
It got questionable. It got real questionable there for a second. You thought I had a cat. You also reported the weather in all 50 states in just 1 week. And you made sandwiches with 60 chefs over Zoom during the pandemic. So what is the big reveal for this? Okay.
Well, this year, it starts on Monday. Okay. And you can catch it on our air, and the whole thing will be streaming on today.com. We are going to be doing a live streaming weather forecast from all 50 states live all together. It's going to take a number of hours to do, but
We would like handing it off.
handing it off.
Oh, that's fun.
Instead of passing a baton, we will be passing a beach ball. So all of our stations will be coming from recreation areas, beaches.
That's
things
fun.
like that.
That's a great idea. Summer
national
forecast.
parks. Yeah, all as we reopen America, baby.
That's cool.
I
That's
feel like
a
it's
great
a combination of all your Rokerthons.
Yes. So after a while, yeah. What are you?
Fun fact, do you know how many world records Al Roker has?
idea. No.
What'd you say?
9.
Wow. Oh, you were listening earlier.
And 9's my number.
Yeah.
What is
9.
it? What's
He
the
has
answer?
9.
It is not.
He has 9.
Wait, 9
He has
world
9 world
records?
records.
Yes.
Can you really quickly blow through them?
You don't know him? You don't know all 9. There's no way.
Okay.
Go.
We did a 34-hour live weather broadcast.
Okay.
We also did 50 states in 5 days.
Okay.
We did the
sandwich.
number of. We did the sandwiches. That's the last one.
good.
We did a college. We did 5 colleges
That's right.
where we did
That's 4.
crab walking. Well, no, but there were 5 colleges.
Oh, and you did a world
Each
record
day
at
we did a
each-
world record.
You do remember all your records.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
So there you have it. Okay.
Is that a record for world records?
Yes, but I don't think we're even close.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well,
We're going to get him there,
that's
though.
the next
We got plenty of time.
That's right. Rokerthon 50. Okay. Is it ever okay as a parent to tell your kids a little white lie?
Yes, absolutely.
Like what?
We're out. We're out of candy. We're out of whatever sweet they want in the pantry.
Well, we asked because on TikTok there's a video of mom tricks going viral. Sky Lefebvre talked about little lies that she tells her kids, like how they have to turn the TV off because the people in the TV need to go to sleep. So
That's actually a good one.
I do like that one.
I mean, I just said to Calvin yesterday, I mean, I guess it's kind of true, but he didn't want to eat the salad. He wanted the salad, then he, of course, didn't want to eat it. I'm like, well, you have to eat the salad because it prevents you from getting sick. Well, actually, no.
That's not a lie.
true.
That's kind of true.
It's true. If you don't want your kid to get scurvy.
Yeah.
That's true.
Scurvy's not still a thing.
The only thing my mom ever told me is if I frown, my face would get stuck that way.
Oh, yeah.
You see, I'm an overall kind of a happy person.
That's
probably
why.
because
Or if
I
you
was
swallow gum, it sits in your stomach for
8
7
years.
That's true.
It is not true.
I don't think
It
that's
is
true.
not true.
Today on Hoda and Jenna, I get more advice on my big jump. Plus, it's Tuesday with a twist. We want you to pick an outfit and send it in to Hoda and Jenna's social media pages. Check it out. You know what? The countdown is starting to give me the nerves.
Oh, I think we should ask Tina Fey if she thinks it's a good idea if you jump.
I'm sure the answer is going to be no,
Wow.
because that's what everybody's been saying.
Well-
But I do like one of the things that has been making me feel, first of all, blocking it completely out makes me feel better.
Do you think about okay? You don't?
No.
And until we bring it up on the show,
Yes,
you're not
and then
thinking
I kind
about
of panic internally for a few minutes, and then I block it out
it. You know
again.
what? You're good at compartmentalizing your stuff.
think
You
I
put
am.
stuff in certain pockets.
Until it explodes.
Until it blows like Mount Etna and everyone take cover. Okay, because that happens. Okay, we've been getting advice for Jenna. So here is our latest advice. This is from Mary, let's see.
Mary from Mount Airy, Maryland.
wait, let's do it again. Mary from Mount Airy. Mary from Mount Airy, Maryland. She's got advice. She's the wife of a U.S. Marine, and how cool is this? Jenna, she actually went skydiving with the U.S. Army Gold Knights. That's the same group you're jumping
Yeah,
with.
that's the same team that also my grandfather jumped with. So here's what Mary has to say.
The day of my jump, I was thrilled to learn that my tandem instructor and my videographer were both the soldiers that jumped with your grandfather, President Bush. And wow, I mean, if they were trusted with him, then certainly I was in very good hands. The first 3 seconds out of the plane was absolutely terrifying. About 5 seconds in, it was just euphoric. And by the time Mike opened his parachute and we were actually able to talk, I told him, I can't believe you get to do this for your job. And I was ready to go up again.
That was amazing! Oh my God! Oh my gosh,
my
she was ready to go up
gosh.
again. How about that? 3 seconds of 3 seconds is like
of terror.
1, 2, 3, and then it's euphoria.
Okay.
That's what you're
I
going to
can do
have.
it. I can do it.
Wow.
I know, that's so cool. And I recognize Mike. He did
You
jump
did?
with my grandpa. Yes.
That's Mike.
And I think I'm going to see him Thursday.
I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of
Okay,
fun.
now I'm going to compartmentalize again, and let's talk about
put it-
Jessica Biel. Put it far away.
Bury it like we do our
Deep.
feelings and emotions.
And then I will take it out when I overeat later today.
Or when we overreact to something that wasn't so bad. Don't you do that?
Yes.
Have you ever done that? Like,
Yes.
like I'm trying to back up the car, and like Joel will say, like, okay, a little further, a little
Yes.
further. You're like this, a little further. Not so much. You're like, what? And all of a sudden your head explodes
Can I
because
say,
you remember.
and I feel kind of guilty, but this morning, you know, I woke up at at the crack. I wake up earlier than Henry. He'd put out my coffee cup, my to-go mug I love, and my little pod next to the Keurig, and a little spoon. And last night I was like bathing the girls, reading to them. Where's your dad? I mean, I said that out loud. And he came up and he said, I was just cleaning the kitchen. And then this morning when I went down and saw that, so he texted me this morning, that's what I was doing when you said, where is your dad? And it was that like overreaction that was probably bundled up of, you know, other things.
By the way, that's the most beautiful thing in the world.
He was just putting a pot of coffee.
Can I share something that Joel does every morning? And I'm not kidding. This happens every morning. I go downstairs every single morning without fail since we started living together. When I go downstairs in the Keurig, there is a pod and my mug under it. And it's nothing, simple. But it's every single day. So when I walk downstairs, I know that before he went to sleep, because he usually goes to sleep after me because I go to bed.
He thinks about you in the morning.
He thinks about me for a minute.
Well, he doesn't do that every morning, but he did it last night.
But that makes it even more special. It's like it's a gesture that wasn't.
To wake up and see that.
And you're right. You're like, where's your dad? And he's like cleaning the kitchen and making your coffee.
For the next morning, I know.
Doing?
Why didn't I just keep those words deep down where my skydiving goes?
Bury all of
and my little fat 13-year-old child lives. Can I go
We're going to squish everything in the box where you belong. All right, so Jessica Biel is talking about, she actually, I don't know if you guys know this, but she had her second baby out of the public eye, and it was during COVID times.
I didn't know that.
Forgot too.
Or maybe we knew it and we forgot, but she and Justin Timberlake welcomed son Phineas last summer, and no one ever even knew she was pregnant.
They are so good at like keeping their stuff tight. So here's what she had to say about motherhood, and she was on Dak Shepard's Armchair Expert podcast. Take a look.
I had like a secret COVID baby.
Wow. Oh my God, congratulations.
It wasn't like supposed to be a secret. It was just COVID happened, and then I went to Montana with my family and never left. Someone said to me, 2 is like having 1,000. And that's exactly what it feels like. The balance of everything is very different and super hard. But I agree. I mean, it's amazing. It's so interesting. It's so funny. The conversations I'm having now with my 6-year-old is so cool. Like, he's a real person.
Yeah.
Saying the funniest stuff, and he's so sensitive and tender.
That's
like listening to
that's, by the way, we want to talk about having one child and 2 children, but Dak Shepard is really getting all the guests. And by the way, how about Jessica, who never speaks about these things, talking about that, feeling comfortable and safe?
In his podcast that allows people the space to just speak their truth, you know?
Because Prince Harry was on his podcast and gave a lot of, secret information.
And interesting, to go from 1 to 2 is not easy.
Which was harder, 1 to 2 or 2 to 3?
I think...
After 2, is it just like,
I think because everybody says, after 2, everything's just, so then you think it's going to be easier. I think anytime you add a child into the mix, it's a little tricky.
It's a little tricky.
And like when she says, I hate the word balance, but I think what she means is till you figure out the rhythm. You know?
And how do you, if you have 3 kids, you need 3 car seats.
Yeah.
That's a lot of...
That's right.
There's
we didn't. I wanted a minivan.
Yeah.
Because I wanted more space.
Yeah, you need room.
But we just kept our same car and then just jammed 3 in the back.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. So Tuesday is usually today, but we're going to take a little break because we actually need your help in a big, big way.
Okay. Every week you guys vote on 3 pre-selected wardrobe choices for each of us, but we want you to actually help pick the outfits out themselves.
The 3. We don't want to give you 3 and say pick one. We just want you to go to like the store, basically online,
Zara,
and pick something for us. So head to Hoda and Jenna social media pages, our Twitter, Facebook, Insta stories. Anyway, we're going to have some shoppable links for dresses, jumpsuits, pants, and blouses.
Yeah, just send us the shoppable links. You send us what you think we should wear, and who knows, your pick may just turn up.
That'd be cool.
I like that idea.
Yeah, I love that too.
Because really, we're just shopping from our own closet, and people don't seem to like our closet.
Because it's the same old stuff. All right, guys, we love a cute video, and Meghan Trainor, whom we adore, posted the cutest video of her 4-month-old son, Riley. First of all, I cannot believe Riley is already 4 months.
And speaking like a genius.
Well, these were apparently his very first words. Please listen extra closely.
I love you. I love you.
We're gonna count it.
Wait, roll it again. We have to roll it again. Okay, that was so clear. That was like, wait, that was clear. By the way, they were celebrating Daryl. Wait. Yes, he said it. Riley said it. It's Daryl's birthday, by the way. That was Daryl's birthday, the 29th. It was his 29th birthday.
But, okay, I love you. It took Hal till he was almost 2 to say I love you. For a 4-month-old to speak
Hal's
like that?
2?
No.
Almost 2.
I mean, but I'm like 18 months. To say that at 4 months, that kid's a genius.
He said, maybe because they're always singing in the house, I bet, and there's always, lots of words and singing.
Are you saying that to make me feel better? I'm going to go and sing. You remember your kids' first words?
I mean, I kind of think, because they go like, da. Jimmy Fallon, he made every kid do that.
Well, it's also just true.
What about yours?
Da.
Because it's easy.
My first word, da. No, mama's harder to say. Which is ridiculous because we're the ones that grew the humans in us.
One of my favorite dinner party conversations, I was sitting next to Meredith Vieira, and Meredith goes, on your first kid, you remember everything you write down in the book. You have the book and you have the shoes and the baby, just the second and third kid, you're like, I don't know. Just my third kid was like, hey, what was my first word? And she goes, balloon. And the kid goes, balloon? I had 2 syllables. She goes, yeah. And I go, really? She goes, no. Give them a memory. Just move on. I thought that was so funny. Just give them a memory.
How many times do I say I have 2 girls and you're like, and a boy? My girls and your son. No, but I think also it makes the third. You're the youngest, right?
I'm the middle. I'm the middle. I'm the GM.
I was like, I think sometimes the youngest is just super chill because they've kind of been ignored.
Well, yeah, I think there is something about, because think about how we hovered over our first and our second were just kind of looser and they were like so much cooler. And we're like, why is she so much cooler in that way, calmer?
Yes.
But that's because of us. Yeah. We did it.
We do everything that's bad.
How are you?
I'm okay. Thank you guys for having me. This is so nice.
Craig, this book is personal, and it's very vulnerable. I think Hoda and I are both so proud of you because we see you as this friend and this colleague who's buttoned up and telling the news, and I can tell you're a little bit
uncomfortable,
a little nervous about telling your own story, but it is brave. So, what ultimately made you decide to do this?
A couple of things. I mean, my dad and I just got to such a good point. And he and I had some conversations about his story doing some good, and he wanted to do some good. And then the pandemic hit. I had a lot more free time on my hands, so both of those things just sort of converged, and that's how we got it.
Did you ever think you'd see your dad go to AA? I mean, like you said, you knew him your whole life.
No.
Were you shocked when finally the intervention happened and finally he said yes to it? Because he still needs to say yes.
Stunned. Yeah. Because we tried before. Yeah. I mean, we tried interventions over the years and it just didn't stick. And this time the last time we did it, we enlisted a professional. And that made all the difference. We enlisted a professional, and I write about it in the book. It also helps. It's funny now, it wasn't funny at the time. It also helps that when we had the intervention, he was blackout drunk. The next morning I called the facility where he went, and I checked in on him, and the doctor was like, oh, yeah, he's fine now. He's in our sober tank. He didn't remember going.
I think the other part of this story is that it's a true love story because it's about forgiveness.
Yeah.
It is.
And redemption.
It is.
And grace.
Yes.
And those are things that I think we see glimmers of them in our society, but not like as clearly as I think you were raised to see.
It became apparent to me over the last couple of years, especially, that I had to forgive my dad. Not for him, for me. Yeah. I had to forgive him for myself. But I also wrote this to help him understand that he's forgiven. Because for a number of years, he would feel so bad about the years that he missed and how he wasn't really there. And I wanted him to know. While he's, still with us. I wanted to give him his flowers to make sure he understood all is right.
Well, you gave him his flowers. He gave you that letter that you talked about. Those were your flowers. And we know that faith is like real big in your heart. You talk about it here. You feel it. We feel it from you. And how special it is. There's one particular hymn that you love. It's called "Guide Me, O Thou Great Jehovah."
Yes.
Well, New Life Baptist Church.
No, they didn't.
Oh, yes, we did, honey. Let's take a listen.
This is my childhood church.
Listen.
Oh, my God. gosh. Oh. That's my Aunt Wanda on the far left. That's my childhood church.
Yeah, I know. And that's your aunt at the end?
That's who you went with. Your grandma took you there, right?
Oh, I grew up. You have no idea how much that means to me. I was shaped and molded and formed by that church. By that, I sang in the choir, 40 years ago with my grandma in that church.
And there's your Aunt Wanda. I didn't know your Aunt Wanda was in that number.
Her nickname's Boo.
Well, we love Boo, but we love you more. So good luck and enjoy your book tour.
Yeah,
and
we're
just
so proud
receive
of you.
all the goodness that's coming to you. You can.
I know we're not supposed to be hugging.
Oh, we love you. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you. Just so sweet.
Happy Father's Day. We had so many great guests today that we loved. We loved seeing Tina Fey in the flesh. That was crazy. We keep saying that she was our very first guest in the studio, but quite frankly, your dad might have been our very first guest.
Why did we say that?
I think we said it because your dad was in a different category. Well, he's a former president, and most of it was on the plaza, except for an interview I did in these exact chairs.
Actually, Al came up this morning.
Yeah.
First of all, to hear Al's music playing, and Al's always like, "Hey, morning, JBH." He's like, "Why are they saying she's the first guest?" And I was like, "Oh, that's a good point."
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think like the first kind of entertainment, like guest that isn't a regular guest that we would have on our show. Your dad was an exception in the category, all by himself. But by the way, Girls 5 Eva, please listen to that song called I'm Afraid. But don't do it with your kids in the room.
Does it have bad words?
Yes. Not terrible words, but words that you don't want to explain to your kid. It's so hilarious and silly, but it's so funny to hear great singers like Sarah Bareilles and Renee Elise Goldsberry and Busy Phillips and Paula singing beautiful songs, but that are crazy sounding. It's a good one.
You know what's so funny? You were just saying about don't watch it with your kids in the room. I interviewed these authors yesterday, 3 authors that I respect so much. And one of them, Ruman Alam, he wrote Leave the World Behind, which is going to be turned into a movie with Denzel Washington and Julia Roberts. We have this kind of...
Wait, Denzel and Julia again together?
Yes.
Pelican Brief.
Yes. Yes, and this book is so good. I can't wait to see the adaptation. But my point is, we have this texting relationship, mainly via Instagram. I think of him as a friend, where we talk about books to read to our kids.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just so fond of it because...
Wait, so everyone texts books ideas?
So everybody kind of texts. He texts me. He has a child close to Mila's age. And we had this moment where I said, reading Charlotte's Web to Mila, which if you... Haley's the age.
I know, but I'm afraid. You said she cried at the end.
Yeah, but it was the most beautiful. The writing is so beautiful. I can't tell you. They write about crickets and summertime ending and seasons changing. And it's poetic. And maybe this is...
Well, I love that. I'm just worried. Well, the whole dying topic just came up for us.
Oh, yeah.
Haley goes, what happens when you die? And I go, well, you go to heaven. She goes, well, can we go together?
Oh.
And I said, well, I'll definitely be there when you get there, for sure, waiting. And she goes, how do we get there? Just like listening to a 4-year-old's, where do we sleep? On the clouds. She was looking up. It was just like so beautiful, but it was so like, there's like an innocence before that conversation happens. And then that one happens. And then another one happens and another one.
Well, you're right. And I guess Mila, we really went there because I lost a lot of family members. Yeah. But we were talking about Mila just read Because of Winn-Dixie, which was a book I studied as a little girl. I couldn't quite remember it, but the mom leaves. And Mila said before bed, well, Mama, you're never going to leave me, right? And I said, I'm never going to leave you. She goes, not even for Oprah? Not even for Oprah? And I said, not even for Oprah.
See?
Not even for Oprah unless she asks.
Unless she asks you. But
you're right. It's like that's what I ask Ruman. I say, what books are appropriate for this age level? Because you're going to have those
eventually it has to. Yeah, you have to. And you keep, I know, it's better not to stall on.
Maybe Charlotte's Web is a good way to start it. But maybe wait a summer.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it for today's episode of Today's Talk. Keep watching for more today, all day, guys.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.